Hello, and good afternoon, good day. I, as promised, have completed another Cobi. This one being, excuse me, the Beechcraft AT6 Wolverine. E-model, I would say, based upon information that I searched on this thing. Here's the manual. Same Cobi manual with bricks and parts listed on both sides. Oops. Got my phone there. Here is the actual plane. Just get a good look at it there. It does have these goofy fuel tanks. They're like rubber band on. Now, for those of you that don't really watch military things and news flashes, when we were in Afghanistan, we had a turboprop plane, light attack reconnaissance, called the Super Tucano. I believe it comes from Brazil, made by Embraer. This is by Beechcraft, or Beach Textron, good American company, and it looks similar. It looks a little bit different, because it is. But the Embraer is great for like ground attack kind of stuff, as this thing is too. This thing has a lot more power, speed, higher altitude. This can actually be flowing like a fighter plane in the Second World War was. In fact, it's almost as fast as some. Top speed of 373 miles an hour and a ceiling of 35,105 feet. Those are World War II fighter plane kind of things. It's a two-seater. Controls are like an F-16. I'm going to take the wheels off now, which you can do very easily by just pop, and twist and remove. And it's not a bad model. It's actually very, very nice. I'm very impressed. The build was nice. As far as the build in able to put it together stuff, Cobi and I'm gonna go on a limb here a little bit, and Lego are very much similar now. As far as what you get and what they have. So you look at a Lego or a Cobi top drawer. You want buildings, you want I don't know, kind of cityscapes, either Lego or Cobi. You want military, you only have Cobi because of Lego's anti-military stuff, which I think is kind of silly. But hey, it's their company, they could do what they want. It doesn't mean I have to buy anything from them. There are other companies, and that's how Cobi became popular, by licensing and allowing companies to allow them to build as best in terms of details they can models of their aircraft and tanks and cars and whatever. I am going to start building some of their cars and trucks. They look really good, especially the Dodge Ram pickup trucks and the Volkswagens, because I own a Volkswagen, a Passat, but they have one of a Golf, and I just have a place in my heart for Volkswagens. And no, they're not a troublesome car. If you take care of them, you put the right oil in them, keep the oil clean, run good fuel through them, they're good cars. They're quirky, they have little things that go on them, all do, but as far as running, I drove it from here up in northern Illinois, where I live, to Florida, to Tampa, no problem. Almost as good as my Equinox, but that's what this video is not about. What is this plane for? They have one called the Texan, which is this without all the ornaments, and it's an advanced turboprop trainer prior to them going into jets. The thing with this thing here is, what you may call it. This one here is, am I still doing this video? Yeah. This plane here is extremely maneuverable. It's made with better materials than the World War II planes. A lot of composites used, and for a two-person plane to do 373 mile an hour top speed, it's a pretty potent plane. What can this thing do besides that? Well, if you notice in the bottom, there are bombs and rocket pods. The bombs are 500-pound. What are these things called? They're GBU. Let me look and see if I can find them. I wrote a note on here. GBU 12 Paveway. So it's a smaller version of the larger weight paveway bombs that they use. It's laser guided. Laser port is right underneath here. Little head kind of a display thing. And you point the laser, you drop the bomb, you're done. The rocket pods are probably just rockets from air to ground, but they do have some. If you get an aircraft that's in close proximity and you're going to like kind of a dogfight thing, I think one of these rockets could take them out in a slow turning dogfight. And that's what this thing does. And going into a little bit more research than I normally would for these, they put these up against the Super Tucano. The Super Tucano can carry more ordnance, but this plane is faster. It's more maneuverable. It's more like a fighter plane. What would this be for? Would it be for attacking targets on the ground in cases of civilian unrest? And then I went and did a little bit more research. No. Ukraine is looking at different ways to boost their defenses. And supposedly, from these little military sites I've been looking at, the problem are the drones. You don't fight drones at $1 million F-16s and Mirage 2000s that cost a couple millions of dollars. What do you fight them with? You fight them with one of these. A little turboprop plane that could go in, you put gun pods on it, put a good sighting system in it, we'll shoot those drones down. So what would be more cost effective? Getting a bunch of F-16s, Mirage 2000s, maybe Rafales, maybe F-35s, I don't know. Or buying a bunch of these and just purpose them for killing drones. And I always said, when the whole thing with the drones started, oh, there's no way to get around it. Yeah, there are. You got a lot of old World War II planes. I look back to when the British had the issue with the V1 planes coming in, buzz bombs. They used Spitfires, Hawker Typhoons or Tempests, and early Gloucester Meteors to intercept and down those. Couldn't do it with a V2, but with a V1, because of the speed and altitude kind of a thing, you could do that. The same goes for these drones, especially that Shahed drone. A small turboprop plane like this, capable of speeds like this one, could go and take those drones out without a problem. You have a pilot, you have a weapons officer in there, pop, 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 done. So that's why this plane is generating interest. And like I said, it's a neat plane. It's kind of attractive plane. But that being said, it is what it is. It's a turboprop plane. I paid like $39 for this plus taxes. What else? It was very kind of very simple. I mean, it took a little bit of time because there's small parts that you build into components, but I mean, no issues at all. I was actually kind of looking forward to like speeding it up a bit towards the end, but then once you get the wings attached and stuff, and wow, impressed. This is the only one they have in this configuration. They have a couple others, the AT6 Texan. Um, I don't know. I looked at one at Brickmania. I held it in my hands. I'm glad I got the attack version. So then my thing with this, the Air Force is looking at these. The Navy is looking at them because they use the Texan trainer. And now the Army. The Army, last time we were using that they were using fixed wing propeller planes was in Vietnam. The Grumman Mohawk. If anybody knows about that one, but you can look that one up if you're not familiar with it. This kind of filling that role. Or what was that other one they had? They had one. It was a twin boom that they used for light attack in Vietnam. So they have experience with that. And then, of course, the Cessna Dragonfly small jet. But this thing here has potential. You could add more to it. Let me get a little bit of better detail specs, which I neglected, and I apologize. This has a Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6A-69D, 1,578 horsepower, maximum speed of 373, range of 1,985 with a drop time. It's almost 2,000 miles one way. I don't know. It uses the rocket pods and the GBU-12, the paveways, they're 500 pounders. It's got fuel tanks. I might get rid of these fuel tanks and put gun pods on there. I've got parts I can make gun pods and just put one on each because this is kind of annoying. These things move around and stuff. I mean, if any of you watching my videos think these things are kind of let me know. But for now, until I get some response back from whoever watches this video, if anybody does, I'll determine whether or not to take them off. And if I do decide to do that, I will I'll make some kind of a kit bashed gun pod with the parts I have, and I'll re-show it to you with that. But yeah, I think this plane fills a very great role, and the biggest role would be ground attack, stopping drug dealers from coming in over your shores, border control, and like I said, if they decide to attack with drones, and if you have quite a few of these, you got a defense against a drone as far as a manned aircraft. And when I saw that Ukraine was looking into that, I think Ukraine, I mean, everybody says all kind of stuff about them. There's some pretty innovative ideas as far as military equipment and how to utilize it on a 21st century battlefield. They have the experience in the war with Russia, but we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, once again, this is the Beechcraft AT6 Wolverine, the E model, because this is one that has all the ornament on it. And it is a light attack plane being looked at by the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Navy, and U.S. Army. And there are countries that do use this, like Vietnam has these, for patrolling their economic zones. You know what that means, off to the sea, fishing stuff and that, and kind of smart. And to stop with pirates, they were saying. You have all these goofy pirates now out that way and in the Middle East, so... Anyway, that's about it. I don't want to go overburden everybody with this. I am working on, I haven't done it yet, but I think this is going to be my next video, which will be the Huey, which I bought a long time ago. Spent $85 for it, and I never built it. But I think I'll build it, and I do have other Vietnam era stuff. I'm waiting for the Starfighter to come out, because I want to build a Starfighter and have it here with my stuff, and I'll do a video on all the Vietnam stuff when I have it. So the MiG-17, which I haven't built, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for this video. Oh, I do have the one that I'm working on, the Lego car, the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. That'll be available soon, but I'll have other stuff coming. Thank you for watching. I hope I don't look too goofy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again, and bye.